right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel.
Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm your host, Josh Taylor. Got a lot to talk about this evening. Of course, we got college basketball, we got college football, we have hockey to discuss. Crazy game over at PPG Paints Arena. Pens and Kings. It ends in a shootout, 5-4. The final score, 2 goals, but Brian Rust scores 2 for the Penguins to tie it back up. Then they get 2 more to put themselves ahead 4-2. And then the Kings find a way to get in front of the net and make some things happen. They tie it back up. It goes to overtime, and it ends in the shootout. And it's Brian Rust who's the hero for the Pens. Yet again, he's the one that puts the Pens ahead in the shootout. And, of course, Tristan Jarry holds. You could argue that Adrian Kempa couldn't hold on to the puck, so to speak, to end it. So the Pens get yet another win in a crazy game where they fall behind, but they continue to battle back. And this is one of those things when you look at everything that this team is dealing with, from injuries to even illness. No Evgeny Malkin for the second game in a row. And Mike Sullivan talked about it even yesterday, just dealing with the situation where you're trying to keep the players that are sick away from the players that are healthy, much less dealing with the players that are injured where you're trying to get those guys back. But now you have to keep guys like Malkin away from the rest of the group, since these guys usually work in such close quarters, and trying to keep illness from spreading around throughout the locker room. So it's yet another thing that mumps situation from a few years back, but it's still nonetheless something that they have to deal with, and they find a way to overcome it. A lot of secondary scoring, guys like Jack Johnson contributing. Teddy Bluger scored a goal for the Pens. That helped out a lot. Of course, Brian Rust, he's been excellent since he came back from injury earlier in the season. He's been continuing to make plays and make absolute just gems of plays as far as helping this team score. So you're getting contributions from other guys, but yet and still, it's one of those things where you almost look at longingly when some of these guys will come back off of injury reserve or just back from injury altogether, as far as trying to give this roster a lift. But it should be said that the guys that are going out every night and getting it done are doing so probably in spite of a lot of people's expectations. So that's something we can always talk about as we go along in the season. Steelers and Bills tomorrow night at Heinz Field. This one was flexed to prime time. This one's got playoff implications. We're talking about 2 of the best defenses in the league in Buffalo and the Steelers. Buffalo 3rd in team defense. So this is another one of those games that I look at and say, this can be one of those ugly score kind of games where maybe both teams don't get in the end zone much, or it might come down to who makes a big play on defense and scores a touchdown, or maybe on special teams. It could be one of those games similar to what we saw last week at Arizona. Deontay Johnson, 85-yard punt return touchdown. That was a huge play that helped put the Steelers ahead. I think they were up by 10 points at that point. And when you look back over the scope of the whole game, that touchdown makes a big difference as far as the final score. So it could be one of those situations where either a big play on defense or a big play on special teams turns the tide as far as who wins this game. At the same time, you look at the full scope of this season, what Buffalo's done. Josh Allen, their quarterback, he's a young guy still trying to find his way through. Mobile quarterback, whom the Steelers, believe it or not, have actually done a lot better than most teams against. They were one of the few teams that have been able to at least contain Lamar Jackson or limit his damage. They did a really good job against Kyler Murray between the defensive line, the linebackers, and the defensive backs. Remember, Minka Fitzpatrick last week makes a play from the middle of the field, filling a gap on the right side to keep Kyler Murray to getting around to that right side and maybe having a shot at the end zone. A lot of plays being made against mobile quarterbacks by this defense. So that's another thing you want to keep an eye on as far as how this defense will respond to a challenge facing against Buffalo. Plus, some really good college football news going on. Slippery Rock, got to give a shout out to them. We just showed the highlights a few moments ago. Division II semifinals, they lose to Minnesota State 58-15 this evening. Also, I didn't talk about this during the 10 o'clock sports, but we have a Heisman Trophy winner. It's LSU's Joe Burrow. The quarterback takes on the hardware for LSU. So he is your Heisman Trophy winner. Not really a surprise to me as LSU gets ready for the college football playoff. You look at those 4 teams, I think LSU, not only with that defense, but with Joe Burrow as their quarterback, one of the best scoring offenses in college football, which I would have never expected from LSU since they're so heavily reliant upon their defense over the years. But Joe Burrow gives LSU just about as good of a chance as those other 3 teams, if not more, to win the college football playoff. We got to take a break. We're taking your phone calls, 412-575-2600 on the Borders and Borders hotline. Also taking your tweets at Josh Taylor HD. See you in a few minutes.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.